Hi, Joe Cerrone.
And Al Rosen, how are you today? Welcome to CAD-117-0C1. And what we want to do, we're going to go over to have a very short open-end review of last week's assignment. Then we're going over to our classroom meeting today, and we're going over Mod 2, and we have things laid out, set up right below. We go down, it says Mod 2 ready, and you're looking at a three-dimensional views and bringing our two-dimensional life and making them 3D. As you can tell, we have an orthographic drawings, turning back into the three-dimensional through models. Go down here.
Exactly. And so as we look at this module, Module 2 maps to Chapter 2 in our Technical Drawing 101 textbook. And in that exercise, we're going to go and we're going to draw these front, top, and right side orthographic drawings, 2D orthographic drawings. And then next week, we'll turn them into 3D models. Al, can you explain some of the links?
Certainly. The first one there is all PDFs, the first top row. And if you click on it, that's chapter 2, multi-link.
And so this maps to our textbook and the chapter. I'm going to download it because I believe it's a PowerPoint. And I'll open that.
I will correct that later on, make it a PDF so I'll open it quicker.
And let's talk about this. We might as well go right through it, right, Al?
Yep, chapter objectives.
Right. And so multi-view drawing is basically how we draw with pencil. And so before CAD, which came about in the 80s, everything was drawn with a pencil. And so to be able to describe a three-dimensional object on two-dimensional paper, we developed this technique. And so we use these multi-views or views of the front, top, right side, left side, bottom. We use a miter line to project between those views. And then
And what
we use
miter line means, it means you're taking a 45-degree angle off the front view so you connect both or all sides together to the match.
and we'll also talk a little bit about different line types. What is a visible line and a hidden line and a center line? And what do they do as far as how to read a drawing? So here's a mechanical part. They show it in 3 dimensions. It makes it much easier to understand as you look at it. And so as we take a look at these drawings, we're learning how to read a drawing. As we talk about multi-view drawings, what we're talking about is which direction are you viewing that object or that part? And so what they talk about is the top view, like you're a bird flying over it. They say bird's eye view. And then they look at other views. This would be like an obliquing angle. This would be a front view. And this would be a right side view. So as we start to look at how we represent these on paper, we came up with this multi-view technique where we have a view of the front, the top, the bottom, the right, the left, and the back, and an isometric, and how those 6 regular views of the object are placed on the paper or on the CAD drawing. Visible lines. Visible lines are object lines that are continuous and they represent the shape of the object. Hidden lines represent features that are not recognizable from a view. They're considered hidden because you would have to have X-ray vision to know that this was a hole. And so that's what these lines communicate. This would be that same hole right there, right here. And it shows that that is a hole located right here. And these views all line up. So if I were to take a line or a ruler and project it from the center line into the top view, we can then line up different features. And so as I line these up, everything is very organized top view, right side view. And then as we looked at center lines represent the symmetrical objects, the center of them. Where would I drill that hole? Well, I would drill it 2.5 inches and 1.5 inches from that feature. And so we want to put the necessary views to describe the object and the dimensions. Here's some additional information. Here's what it looks like in 3D, front view, top view, right side view. And then as we get more complicated parts, we can kind of see how they look. And here's our line of sight for the front view, top view. Other objects and different features. And so the PowerPoint goes through and shows you how multi-view drawing works. I'm going to download this again. This is a video, so that's not a downloadable part. And so this video walks you through how to do this exercise. We're going to open up this template, which has got these different spaces for creating our front, top, and right side views of our parts. And it walks you through basic construction of those parts. There's no dimensions on it. In the beginning, they just count squares. And so we'll use that same technique as we start to lay these out. We'll count squares. We'll use visible lines. And we'll create these different geometries. We'll project over. This is our miter line. And as you can see, everything is laid out for you on video so that you can work on those projects.
You also have, you go over to the multi-view drawing, lecture number 2 part. That's the grid paper. There you go.
This one right here?
Did you go over that one?
I just did, yeah. Yeah. And this was the PowerPoint. I think this one might be, or maybe let's see.
It should be both videos.
Okay. This is the video lecture.
Right.
Great.
Okay. And if you go back, please, and you go down just slightly, the grid, multi-line grid paper is down below there. If you click on it, the DWT, which AutoCAD looks as a different than a regular drawing.
A drawing template.
Drawing template. So then we have here, we have all 6 grids, 3 grids on top, 3 in the center, 3 at the bottom, gives us 9 areas.
And we really need this one to be able to see what we're going to draw. So let me open this one now. There we go. So we're going to draw this part right here, and it shows us how to do that in the video. But just as a quick recap, what we'll do is we'll go and we'll set the line type for object or visible. And then we'll zoom in on this first square. And then we'll take a look at our drawing. And our drawing is this object right here. It's 1, 2, 10 units by 3 units. And so if I start to do the drawing, we'll get the line command and we'll start that right here. And this will go out to 10. And then we'll go up 3. We'll go over 3. We'll go up 3. And we'll go over 4. Go down 2. Like that. And as we start to look at how that's laid out, that's the front view. That's our arrow. And then we'll do the top view and the right side view. And so the top view will be from here, and it'll be 4 units. It'll be the same width, 10 units. And then we can project up this line here to here. And this line here to here. And then we can project over the side view. It's going to be the same height and the same width. And we'll have a visible line on this side right here. And we'll have a hidden line on this side because from this direction, you would not see it. So we'll switch over to hidden, and then we'll draw this line even with this point.
You see the green line follows Joe as he's drawing a line across the line.
It's called tracking. So that's your assignment. Your assignment is in the video, and we will draw each of these 9 shapes 2-dimensionally onto this paper. You'll save that as lab 2. And then you'll submit that to the Dropbox. I've already done it. I'll show you what next week will be.
Please make sure you put it in the Dropbox. Even if you're not complete with it, you have a question for Joe and myself, please drop it in there in the bottom of the area after you submit it, before you submit it, after you add it to it. It has a description or information to it. Please fill it out and say, hey, hey guys, or hey Joe and Al, I have a problem, I have a question, can you help me with this one part?
Right. Sometimes people just freeze up and they don't turn in anything. And then after a while, time goes by and we're on top of it. Just send it in. If you have problems, we're here to help get the drawings. We're not the type of class where we're weeding anybody out. And so our next project will be then to model these. And so next week we'll go through how to create the 3-dimensional models of these parts, which is great because we can do 3D printing, and we love to 3D print. All right, let's go back to D2L. Go back to our home page. And so those are the links. That's our template. That's the instructions. And then this right here is the PowerPoint, and we already
went through that.
Right. Okay. Is there any more that I need to do for the video orientation, Al?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, like Al says, make sure you put them into the assignments folder right here. And then if you look at this assignments folder, lab 2, the due date is typically 2 weeks from today. So we'll update that to be on the 14th. Okay, so that ends this Zoom classroom meeting. We'll see you online next week.
Bye now. Any questions? Give us the email.
We'll see you online. Thanks.
Bye now.